over a sticker.
Robo, a Worcester native, has been charged with interfering with aircraft operation and disorderly conduct. He allegedly left a politically charged message on a sticker inside a Delta plane's bathroom. According to the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, after Robo left the bathroom, a flight attendant went in. She found an adhesive address label that read 9/11 was an inside job, prisonplanet.com. After he was seen running off the flight before takeoff, he was found by state police and upon being taken into custody, made statements indicating that the stickers were a joke.
The only truth to any of this is the half-truth that I said, this is a joke. Them arresting me is what I referred to as a joke.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and again, I want to tell my listeners, I'm not personally mad at Jason Robo. You know, he's been one of the heads of his college in student government. He doesn't have a record. He writes a lot of great blogs and news stories. Since we learned of him, we checked into him. We found out about this Friday morning. But basically, he ran off the plane from what I've seen in the news after they started freaking out about it and questioning him. And still, in this heightened system where they have all these drills and alerts to scare the public into submission, and he's there trying to expose they're the ones that staged the attacks at Boston Logan Airport, by the way. That's where some of the operatives that thought they were taking part in drills got on the planes that were then taken over by remote control, all the evidence shows. And we covered that in my film, Martial Law, 911, Rise of the Police State. But he's now been charged with this, and so we go to Jason Robo. Jason, I'm really sorry you're getting in a lot of trouble here. They are going overboard, but at the same time, they can at least try to claim that it's vandalism. The exaggeration here is that they're trying to slap all these other charges on you, but the last thing I want is for my listeners to get in trouble. And I hope that you get out of this thing. But this is a world where if an old lady won't take a drink out of her, or a mother won't take a drink out of her own breast milk to prove it's breast milk, they beat her up. I mean, they kill people at the TSA all the time, beat them to death in the back hall. So I'm just worried about you, my friend. You're lucky you got out of there in one piece. But directly from the horse's mouth, we have Jason Robo. Jason, thanks for coming on with us.
Thanks for having me on, Alex.
Okay, what really happened versus what we're hearing in the media?
Well, just to go with the main things that they're distorting and lying about is I never ran off of the plane. Everybody was ordered off the plane. Also, I never said the stickers were a joke. I take the truth movement incredibly serious.
Oh, stop. My goodness, we just got a hold of you today. That is huge news that they ordered people off the plane, but they claimed you ran off and scared everybody. That is a huge issue when you go to court. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then they're putting words in my mouth saying that I said the stickers were a joke. And they also, say that I had nervous behavior and such, and I was perfectly calm. I was just reading a book. I chatted a little bit with my neighbors about, they read something about in Time magazine, Michael Savage's opinion on autism, started talking about the thimerosal and the vaccines, the mercury, which they're familiar with. And then I know we were told the flight was delayed for non-threatening stickers. The captain read aloud what the sticker said, and it was 9/11 was an inside job, prisonplanet.com. And the captain assured passengers it was just political. Nobody fretted. There was a couple near me that got a kick out of it being read out loud. It was good advertising, I suppose. Some passengers started pulling out cameras to actually record what the captain was saying, and they let us know that baggage sweep would be conducted shortly, and that we were still cleared to take off. And anybody uncomfortable could get on another flight, but nobody cared. I didn't see anybody get up and exit the flight. People just, started conversing with each other, just trying to kill time. And I guess apparently after they conducted the sweep, or during it, they found a couple more of these stickers. So they got on the PA and said that they do a second sweep, and our delay would now add up to about an hour and 15 minutes plus. So some passengers concerned, like myself, about missing connections, started to wonder what was going on with their own travel plans. And then the captain said, we could make up for lost time, but didn't elaborate on exactly how much. So the only concern there seemed was regarding connections. No danger. People didn't seem scared at all, and assurances started to escalate concern by the captain, but still people were relaxed. I called the stewardess, who became immediately concerned with my T-shirt. My T-shirt was a double-faced shirt. I think Bush and Hitler were on it, and the shirt said Orwellian doublespeak, a play off of Orwell, Orwellian. And then she just disappeared, wouldn't even let me ask a question. So I pushed the button again to ask about the ETA, just before the captain began to ask the passengers to get off for a full sweep of the craft. So then everybody exited in orderly fashion. So as I get out, I'm in the, two-thirds of the way in the back of the plane, so a ton of people got out before me. It's impossible that I could have ran off the plane, and like I said, they completely fabricated my behavior. They said there was 30 people at the gate, and I logically went to another one, not one of the sheeple. I think for myself. I went and I asked somebody how I could arrange another flight, got a morning flight arranged for the next day, comped the hotel room, and told to pick up the papers at a ticket counter. I was told to pick up my bag at Claim 4 after I got my papers for the hotel room, and then the belt started moving, the conveyor, as it suddenly abruptly stopped, and all the lights around kind of started to turn off. And then I was surrounded by more than a dozen TSA and state police as I was just sitting minding my own business on an empty baggage cart. And without giving any cause, they grabbed me, daring me to resist arrest. And the police brutality that you cover, like the 16-year-old who magically fell 30 feet and was tased with a broken neck 19 times, I thought about that, and, I cooperated to avoid being beaten or tased to death in front of all these strangers waiting to get their bags. So being dragged away, I said that the actions that they were taking, arresting me without any due process, was a joke. So in the cruiser, as they, were taking me to an unknown location, the cop wouldn't explain anything, and he repeatedly yelled to shut up.
Well, the reason, let me stop you. Let's go back and then finish the second part of the story.
Yeah.
The reason they want to say it as a joke, they want to claim you did a prank to do that to the plane, so they have something to charge you with. If not, if there's no damage from the sticker, they really have nothing here. And so they're going to try to make you plea bargain, by the time this is all done. But this is another example of like when they shut I-35 down over a small cardboard box that blew out of a car north of Austin. This is the land of the cowards, home of the slaves. This is unbelievable. Now that I hear your story, we got to get an article out on InfoWars and Prison Planet tomorrow morning. As soon as my writers can do this, this is a story of a media hoax, them taking a PrisonPlanet.com sticker. Now, was it handmade like they said, or
yes,
was it?
It was a handwritten sticker.
Okay, a handwritten, and what exactly did it say?
It said 9/11 was an inside job, PrisonPlanet.com.
Okay, because we actually put out a sticker that says that as well. And so let's go back. Now they've had their hysteria. Now they've put it on national news. They get to have some fear. Scores of newspapers attacking. They get to scare everybody. These 9/11 truthers are evil. They've exaggerated it all, absconded with the truth, engaged in a lie. You're in the car. He's screaming, "Shut up."
Yeah, he's yelling at me to shut up just because I'm asking questions about what the heck's going on. And I was trying to be polite despite the situation, dressing him as sir, even though he was treating me incredibly rudely and with absolute disrespect.
Well, don't worry. They're going to get his pension fund. His bosses are going to get him.
Yeah, and so I responded, to him because he was basically threatening me with the demeanor that he treated me. And, I couldn't help but say, what are you going to do, pull me over and tase me? And so they get me to this barracks, and they throw me in this holding cage, and they start searching my carry-on bag, saying that I deserve this without explaining what this was. I was refused access to a lawyer despite numerous times I requested that or a phone call. They didn't read me my rights. One cop yelled saying that I said I have to get off this plane right now, and I ran off the plane by myself.
So they're the liars. Because that's what they do. It's congenital lying, just like it just came out in New York. Bike riders, the cop runs 15 feet, tackles a guy, busts his head open, charges him with attacking the cop. Now the cop's fired. It's come out he lied. The lying has got to stop.
Yeah, the critical mass, and actually happened up in Humboldt County in Northern California, where I go to school. There was a student I knew that was slammed, picked up off of her bike and slammed on the ground. A young woman, actually.
Was she then charged with attacking them?
Yes, of course.
That's how they op. Okay.
Yep. And then,
that's why we got to get it all on video so we can fire each and every one of these criminals. Now, let's go back here and find out exactly. So you're in there. They're saying you ran off the plane by yourself, trying to create more false crimes, which they've now charged you with. Please continue.
Yeah, and then they start telling me that I said the stickers were a joke. Well, I never did so, twisting my words. And then they started frisking me, and they joked, actually, that TSA was pointless. They said, we trust those guys, and which just confirms that the whole, security screening is just a psychological thing. We're not.
Stay there. I want to finish with your arraigning and indictment, all of it, with our guest, Jason Robo. Now we learn the truth. By the way, there's another facet to all of this. Boston Globe sends Alex Jones to the memory hole. Wait till you tell you about their deceptive coverage. Stay with us.